You all know me, it's Andy Tech, and we're here today on just one crazy ass stuff. That's it. Just a crazy ass stuff, just one of them, which is fair value gaps. Now, how do we, or how do I, or someone else just coming into the forex for the first time? Now, how can this person trade fair value gaps? Now, that's the most, and let's just say the most simplest and easiest thing, but not that simple, but not that difficult. It's only if you understand how price moves, how the price moves, and how the price is going to move over time. Then you can say fully well that I can trade a fair value gap without anyone teaching me or showing me the ropes on how to do it. Now, let's just go straight into the video and I'll show you a walkthrough on how to trade fair value gaps. Now, if it's your first time logging into my channel, please do me a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe button so that YouTube will recommend it and recommend my videos to every other person out there that loves trading. So, without for let's just say without wasting most of your time, let's just go straight into the video. You can actually hear the birds, right? The birds are, they're kind of happy today. I don't know why. They should be happy though. So let's get right into the video. So first of all, now what is a fair value gap? Let's just start with that. What is a fair value gap? Now, a fair value gap is a simple term, a simple definition. It's a gap made between prices. It's a gap made between an imbalance in the market. Let's just put it like that. An imbalance in the market that will be definitely filled up as soon as the market starts regaining its strength. That is simple definition of fair value gap. It's a downward or upward imbalance movement in the market. That's where big players come in. Let's just say, and it always happens when there is a news or when there is, let's just say, someone important in the global market makes a tweet or makes a comment. Someone like Donald Trump, for example, is the president of America. So once he says we are annihilating some countries today, definitely it will have an impact on the market. It will definitely have a global impact on the market, which will just make the market spiral out of control. Someone like Powers saying that the US dollar is gaining more strength by the day, you will definitely see a fair value gap happening. Now, when does fair value gap do happen? Now, you should know that fair value gap always happens when there is a an economy shift, like a huge break in an economy shift, and it does happen rapidly, very very fast, and it always happens at, let's just say, um the start of a new week. Just put it like that, the start of a new day in the market. Let's just say, simple fact, the market closes on Friday. Now, any news that happens between that Friday and Sunday would definitely affect the way the markets open on Monday, which would definitely give you a fair value gap. Yeah, it would definitely give you a fair value gap the following week. It always happens to give you a fair value gap the following week, and you can't do anything to stop it from happening. So just expect a fair value gap after the Friday. Entering a new week, it will happen. It will definitely happen, and it always happens. Yep, straight up, it will happen. Now, how to know if the now how can you tell if a fair value gap will happen? the first and only thing is always monitor your news. After a huge day, once the market closes, try to monitor your news. Try to know what is happening in the news so that you won't wake up and see the fair value gap the next morning and you'll be like, oh, what happened? What happened? What happened? Always look up your news to know when your fair value gap will happen. So the second thing is actually that's the only thing. There's no second thing. Now let's just move into how to spot and how to trade your fair value gaps. Now, as you can see here, we had there is a fair value gap right here. Now, if let me just show you where it is. Give me a marker. Now you see. Wait, I think let me just let's take the marker out for a bit. Let's take it out for a bit. Okay. This guy isn't going. Okay, yeah, that's it. Now, fair value gap. This is it. Now, the first one was right about here. If you see this place, now you think it's just a normal movement, right? Now, this place right here. I think it's just a normal movement, but unfortunately, it's not. Just turn this into. Now, unfortunately, it's not a normal movement. Now, that is a gap right there. You'll be looking, okay, how can I identify this gap? You always see, to identify a fair value gap, you will see when there is a huge gap. That's just it, just a huge gap in the middle of a candle or starting of a new week. You may see it up, you may see it down, depending on how the news was during that week, during Saturday and Sunday, depending on how the news were or how the news came out to be. Now, to trade it is very, very simple. Now, you just need to be patient in trading this stuff. You just need to be patient in trading this stuff. Now, how can you be patient in trading this stuff? It's very easy. Now, once it happens, just relax and let it play out. First things first, there's no Fibonacci, there's no entry point. Now, this is the big secret. Allow it to play out. Once it definitely plays out, your and you see that okay, they have actually sold to a particular point or they've bought to a particular point, and you start seeing smart money coming into play, that's when you know that it is now time to get into the market. Once you start seeing the fair value gaps start getting closed, start getting close, you go down to your 15-minute time frame to look for a possible entry. There's always possible entry on your 15-minute time frame. Always very, very huge possible entry on your 15-minute time frame. Now, once that plays out, start hitting your long or your short. But mind you, always be careful though, because it can reverse and it can continue. But once you see a fair value gap, it's just like you seeing a free money. Just know that this gap will be filled up before any other thing can happen in the market. Just like what we have over here. Just like what we are having over here right now. What we are seeing right here. You actually see it. A fair value gap. Now, the price is kind of struggling to close it. Now, once you see something like this, just slow down, go down to your 5 minutes or your 15-minute time frame so that you could enter the market. So that you could enter the market for a long position. Like this, so like this trade, I was expecting the market to drop down, which it did. The market dropped down, the price dropped down to a significant point. Now, what I did recently was just to take a long position to buy, and now I'm buying. I'm currently up. I think I'm currently up $500. from where I got in this morning. Yeah, although we had a little bit of retracement back down, like a couple of minutes, a couple of hours ago, but it's still moving to where I wanted to, which is closing. And once it's done filling up this fair value gap, once it's done filling up this fair value gap, I am out of the market. I may close a little bit of my position so that the rest will just play out. That is my plan. Those are my two plans. Is either I close all my positions, or I take half of it and leave the remaining to run, continue running. So that is how to trade your fair value gap. Very easy, no strategy needed. Just still your same SMC strategy. Once you see that the big boys have started playing out, you just enter, simple and short. You don't overshoot it, and you risk what you know you can afford. Well, most people say always hit it with a huge lot size, or take the position to a bigger lot size. Just play it safe, guys. It's quite easy to play it safe than losing your entire account. So see you in the next one, and peace out.